Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, welcome back.
Today we're strapping in for a wild ride through the AI landscape of 2025.
That's right, 2025.
We've got a treasure trove of reports and insights from AIM Research.
Uh-huh.
Their take on the biggest trends about to shake up data and AI for businesses.
Big changes.
Think of this as your AI cheat sheet.
Right.
Where we cut through the tech jargon, pull out the insights that actually matter, and help you figure out what it all means for you.
That's what we do best.
Okay, so let's set the stage.
Yeah.
What's the overall mood AIM Research is giving us for AI in 2025?
Well, they're predicting some massive shifts.
Okay.
Starting with AI becoming almost like a utility.
Oh, interesting, like a utility.
Think about electricity. It's just there powering everything.
Right.
AIM Research sees AI becoming that ingrained in our lives.
Wow.
From those smart devices we all rely on to hyper-personalized experiences you won't believe until you see them.
That level of integration
Yeah.
makes me think about the potential downsides, too.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't there a risk of things moving too fast?
There is, and AIM Research is acutely aware of that.
Okay, good.
They dedicate a significant portion of their report to responsible AI development.
Okay.
The need for regulations, ethical frameworks, all of that.
Right.
It's a bit like the Wild West right now.
Yeah.
And they're calling for some law and order as things get more complex.
I like that analogy, Law and Order in the Wild West.
Yeah.
And speaking of complexity, they also mentioned this thing called service as software.
Yeah. Service as software.
Is that as futuristic as it sounds?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay.
Think about the software you use every day.
Uh-huh.
Now imagine that software being able to act on its own.
Whoa.
Powered by AI, completing tasks without your constant input.
Okay.
It's almost like having a team of super efficient digital workers on call 24/7.
Whoa. So no more spending hours on data entry.
Potentially. Yeah.
Sign me up for that.
Right.
But seriously, what would that kind of shift mean for businesses?
It could revolutionize entire business models. Really?
AIM Research predicts companies could see radical increases in productivity and efficiency.
Wow.
But on the flip side, it also brings up questions about workforce displacement
Oh, right.
and how to adapt to this new paradigm.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-blowing to think about the ripple effect something like service as software could have.
Absolutely.
And to make things even more mind-boggling,
Yeah.
the report is packed with all these specific trends and technologies driving these shifts.
It is a lot to unpack.
Okay, so how do we even begin to make sense of it all?
Well, they've actually done a great job of distilling it down.
Okay, good.
They've identified key characteristics of the AI landscape in 2025 and mapped those back to the foundational technologies making it all happen.
Okay, let's dive into that.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are some of the standout characteristics they've highlighted?
Well, we've already touched on services software,
Right.
but it's worth emphasizing that this is a major departure from how we currently interact with technology. This is being driven by a combination of agentic AI, that ability for software to act autonomously,
Right.
along with advancements in large language models,
Okay.
LLMs, APIs, and microservices and automation.
So it's not just about one shiny new technology.
Right.
It's about all these different pieces coming together to create something entirely new.
Exactly. And as this all evolves,
Yeah.
we're likely to see the lines blur between the digital and physical worlds even more.
Oh, interesting.
AIM Research points to the rise of AI-powered everyday devices
Okay.
as another key characteristic.
Like what?
We're talking about everything from smart homes that anticipate your needs to wearable tech that monitors your health in real time.
It makes you wonder what normal will even look like in a few years.
I know, right?
What about the tech powering that kind of seamless integration?
Well, we're seeing huge strides in edge AI,
Okay, edge AI.
which is basically AI that happens right on your device
Okay.
instead of relying on the cloud. That means faster processing, more privacy, and greater reliability, even when you're offline.
That makes sense.
They also highlight AI-specific hardware,
Okay.
like specialized chips designed for AI workloads and advancements in small language models,
Okay.
which can run efficiently even on devices with limited processing power.
So AI is becoming more powerful, more personal, and more accessible all at the same time?
Exactly. It's all happening at once.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Accessibility.
Yeah, accessibility is another big one.
Okay.
AIM Research predicts a significant shift in the analytics job market,
Interesting.
with more emphasis on data science skills.
Okay.
As AI takes over routine tasks,
Right.
Professionals in this field will need to level up their understanding of machine learning and generative AI.
So it's not just about crunching numbers anymore.
Right. It's about understanding the why behind the data.
I see. So they need to become more like AI whisperers.
In a way, yes.
This all sounds incredibly futuristic.
It does, doesn't it?
But are there any signs of this playing out right now?
Absolutely. One of the most fascinating concepts AIM research brings up is Software 3.0.
Software 3.0.
They predict a future where legacy code and AI-generated code will coexist.
Wow. So it's not like we're just throwing everything out and starting over.
Not at all. It's more about bridging the gap between the old and the new.
Okay, so AI can actually help us build on what we already have.
Exactly. And low-code, no-code platforms are playing a big role in this.
No, interesting.
They're becoming so powerful that even people with less technical expertise can contribute to developing AI solutions.
So this is really about democratizing AI.
Exactly. Empowering a wider range of people to participate.
It's exciting, but also a little daunting.
Yeah, I can see that.
As AI becomes more powerful and accessible, what are the potential downsides?
That's a valid concern, and AIM research doesn't shy away from it.
Okay, good.
They emphasize the need for responsible AI development and strong governance frameworks.
So what does that look like in practice?
We're talking about regulations that ensure ethical and safe use of AI.
Okay.
Especially as it becomes more integrated into our lives.
Right, because with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. We need to make sure this technology is used for good.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the guidelines and principles that guide its development and deployment.
Exactly. And there are a lot of discussions happening right now.
Oh, I bet.
About AI governance and what it should look like.
What are some of the key concepts being considered?
One key concept is explainable AI.
Okay. Explainable AI.
Making sure that AI decisions can be understood by humans.
So it's about transparency and accountability.
Exactly. Building trust in these systems.
Yeah, because we can't just blindly trust these systems.
Yeah.
We need to understand how they work and how they're making decisions.
Absolutely. And all of these characteristics, from the rise of services software to the democratization of AI development.
Right.
They're being shaped by some pretty incredible technologies.
Which leads us nicely into AIM Research's top 10 trending AI technologies.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff.
I'm ready for the mind-blowing stuff.
Okay, get ready.
What are we looking at?
They've got a really cool tech trend matrix.
Okay, a tech trend matrix.
Mapping out both the confidence level in each trend and its technology maturity.
Okay, so it's like a snapshot of where things are right now and where they're headed.
Exactly. And get ready for a mouthful.
Okay, hit me.
Agentic AI chips. Any multimodal AI small language models, or SLMs, reasoning models, Gen AI observability tools, humanoids, AI-powered drug discovery, Gen AI-powered cybersecurity tools, and edge intelligence / edge AI.
Okay, wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is.
Let's start unpacking some of these.
Okay,
and I'm particularly intrigued by the ones that seem straight out of science fiction.
Of course you are.
Hit me with a few that really stand out.
Well, we've talked about agentic AI quite a bit already.
Right.
But this is one they have very high confidence in. They predict it will go way beyond those basic virtual assistants we have today.
Okay, so beyond Siri and Alexa.
Way beyond.
What are we talking about here?
Imagine software that acts like a self-sufficient workforce.
Okay.
Completing complex tasks without needing your constant supervision.
I'm picturing a world where my inbox sorts itself, my reports write themselves, and my coffee magically refills.
Maybe not the coffee, but you get the idea.
Okay, maybe that's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
But it's definitely exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is.
And does the report mention any potential risks with this level of AI autonomy?
They do. They highlight that this level of autonomy will require robust safety and reliability measures.
Okay, that makes sense.
Researchers are working on safeguards to make sure these systems operate as intended and don't pose any unforeseen risks.
Okay, that's reassuring. I'm all for a future where AI handles the mundane tasks, but I also want to feel confident that it's doing so responsibly. Speaking of AI taking over, what about those AI chips?
This is where things get really interesting in terms of hardware.
Okay.
AIM Research sees a chip race heating up.
A chip race.
Yeah, with companies competing to create the most powerful processors, specifically designed for AI.
So these are like the brains behind the operation.
Think of it as the engine that powers all these advancements.
So the more powerful the chips,
Yeah,
the more capable our AI systems become.
exactly. And it makes you wonder what the limits even are.
What kind of real-world impact are we talking about here?
We're talking about a potential revolution in everything.
Okay.
From smartphones that are smarter than we can even imagine right now,
Wow.
to self-driving cars that can navigate complex environments with ease.
That brings us to one of the most futuristic technologies on the list.
Yeah.
Humanoids.
Humanoids.
Okay, this is where it gets really wild.
It does.
We're talking about robots designed to look and move like humans, right? That's the robots we see in movies.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And AIM Research predicts that in 2025, we could see limited production of humanoids.
That's right.
For things like companionship, factory work, and even customer service.
They predict it.
Now that raises some ethical questions.
Sure does.
Are we ready for a world where robots are so lifelike?
I don't know.
That they blur the lines between human and machine?
That's a huge conversation that's happening right now.
I bet.
And it's one that we'll need to grapple with as these technologies advance.
What are the implications for jobs, for relationships, for our understanding of what it means to be human?
Big questions.
It's definitely a lot to consider.
It is.
But let's move on to another area where AI is poised to make a huge impact.
Okay.
AI-powered drug discovery.
This is where AI is being used to design and develop new drugs.
Okay.
Potentially revolutionizing healthcare.
So AI is going to be our new doctor.
Not quite, but it could be a powerful tool for medical researchers. Imagine AI helping us create cures for diseases that have plagued humanity for centuries.
It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie.
It does, but it's actually happening right now.
Wow.
And AIM Research predicts that 2025 will be a turning point in this field.
A turning point.
We could see some truly groundbreaking developments that change the face of medicine as we know it.
That's incredibly inspiring.
It is.
And finally, let's talk about edge intelligence, or edge AI, as we briefly touched on earlier.
Edge AI. This is where AI truly meets the real world.
I'm intrigued. What exactly does that mean?
It means bringing the power of AI to devices and systems that operate at the edge of the network.
Okay, at the edge.
Close to where data is generated and actions need to be taken.
So instead of sending all that data to the cloud for processing, we're bringing the intelligence directly to the devices themselves.
Exactly.
And this has several advantages.
Yeah, like what?
Including reduced latency, improved privacy, and increased reliability.
All big advantages.
Can you give us some real-world examples of edge AI in action?
Absolutely. Think about self-driving cars.
Okay. Self-driving cars.
They need to make split-second decisions.
Right.
Based on real-time data from their sensors. Sending all that information to the cloud for processing would introduce too much delay.
Right.
So they rely on edge AI to make those critical decisions locally.
So it's all about making those decisions in real time.
Exactly.
Are there any other examples?
We're seeing edge AI being used in smart home devices, industrial robots, and even medical implants.
So it's really about bringing the intelligence to where it's needed most.
Exactly.
Without relying on a constant connection to the cloud.
Right. And as 5G networks become more widespread, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of edge AI emerging.
It sounds like edge AI is all about bringing AI into the real world.
It is.
Making it more practical and applicable to our everyday lives.
Absolutely.
So it seems like the future of AI is all about personalization, accessibility, and seamless integration into our lives.
Those are the big themes.
But we've only just scratched the surface here.
We have a lot more to cover.
I'm ready for more.
Me too. We've covered some incredible ground so far, exploring how AI could reshape everything from how we work to the very nature of healthcare.
It's been mind-blowing, to say the least.
It really has.
But we're just getting started.
Oh, yeah, just getting warmed up.
We've got 5 more of AIM Research's top 10 trending AI technologies to unpack.
A whole bunch more.
Starting with any-to-any multimodal AI.
This is a fun one.
The name alone sounds like something out of a science fiction novel.
It does, doesn't it?
But this is one area where science fiction is rapidly becoming reality.
Absolutely.
Essentially, we're talking about AI systems that can seamlessly process and generate different types of data.
Okay.
Text, images, audio, video, even sensory data.
All at the same time.
All at the same time.
That's the key.
So instead of having separate AI models for each type of data, we're moving towards a more unified approach.
Like a universal translator for AI.
Exactly. Imagine a world where your virtual assistant can not only understand your voice commands, but also interpret your facial expressions and body language.
Wow, that's next level.
It would be like having a truly intelligent companion who can actually understand your emotions.
That's the idea.
And think about the potential in other fields.
Oh, yeah. So many possibilities.
In healthcare, any-to-any multimodal AI could analyze medical images, patient records, and real-time sensor data to provide more accurate and personalized diagnoses and treatment plans.
Like having a team of AI doctors working behind the scenes.
It sounds like the possibilities are endless.
They really are.
What's the current state of this technology? Are we talking about something that's still years away?
Not necessarily.
Or is this already happening?
According to AIM Research, we're already seeing early market introductions of multimodal AI.
Wow, so it's already starting.
Yeah, companies like Amazon and OpenAI are leading the charge. And we can expect to see significant advancements in 2025.
It's amazing to think that this kind of technology is already within reach.
I know, it's incredible.
It makes you wonder what other breakthroughs are just around the corner.
It really does.
Now, shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about a technology that's a bit more behind the scenes.
Right.
But equally important, Gen AI observability tools.
These are crucial, but often overlooked.
Those sound a bit more technical.
Yeah, they are a bit more on the technical side.
What exactly are they?
Okay, so these tools are all about making sure AI systems, especially those powered by generative AI and large language models, are working as intended.
So it's kind of like having a quality control system for AI.
That's a good way to think about it.
Okay, I like that.
Gen AI observability tools allow developers and engineers to monitor, analyze, and visualize what's happening inside these complex AI systems.
So we're not just letting these systems run wild.
Nope. We need to keep a close eye on them.
It's like having a window into the brain of the AI, so to speak.
Exactly. We need to be able to see what's going on under the hood.
Why is that so important?
For one thing, it helps us identify potential biases or errors in the AI's decision-making process.
Okay, that's important.
It also allows us to understand how the AI is arriving at its conclusions, which is crucial for building trust and ensuring responsible use.
Makes sense. The more powerful AI becomes, the more important it is to have these safeguards in place.
Absolutely. We need to make sure we're using this technology ethically and responsibly.
What's the current state of Gen AI observability tools?
Well, the market is currently quite crowded.
Oh, wow.
With both established players and startups offering a wide range of solutions.
So there are a lot of options out there.
There are.
But is there a clear leader in the space?
Not yet, but AIM Research predicts that in 2025, we'll see a move towards more unified platforms.
Okay, so instead of having a bunch of different tools, we'll have more all-in-one solutions.
It's exactly. Making it easier for companies to monitor and manage their AI systems from a single dashboard.
That sounds like a positive development.
It is. It will make things much simpler for everyone involved.
So from ensuring transparency to identifying potential biases, Gen AI observability tools seem crucial for responsible AI development.
They are absolutely essential.
Okay, now what about those reasoning models?
Reasoning models.
That sounds like something that could take AI to a whole new level of intelligence.
It could indeed.
I'm picturing AI that can actually think for itself.
Well, not quite think for itself.
Okay.
But reasoning models are a specialized type of large language model that can solve problems systematically through step-by-step logical thinking.
So instead of just spitting out answers based on patterns and data, these models can actually reason through problems like a human would.
That's the goal. They can break down complex problems into smaller steps, show their work, validate their answers, and even provide explanations for their conclusions.
Wow, so they're not just giving us the answer.
Nope.
They're showing us how they got there.
Exactly. Transparency is key.
What kind of impact could this have on different fields?
The potential is huge. Imagine AI systems that can not only analyze data, but also generate hypotheses, design experiments, and draw logical conclusions.
So it's not just about crunching numbers.
Right.
It's about actual problem solving.
This could revolutionize fields like business intelligence, scientific research, and even creative problem solving.
It sounds like reasoning models could be a game changer.
They could, especially for fields that rely heavily on logical thinking and problem solving.
What's the timeline for this technology? When can we expect to see it in action?
Well, the field is still relatively young.
Okay.
But companies like Google, OpenAI, and Microsoft are making significant investments.
So it's definitely on the radar.
It is, and while we might not see fully realized reasoning models in 2025,
Okay.
AIM Research predicts substantial progress in this area.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure.
Now, shifting gears to something a little more urgent, let's talk about Gen AI-powered cybersecurity tools.
Yes. Cybersecurity.
With all the news about AI-powered cyber attacks, it sounds like we're going to need all the help we can get.
You're absolutely right. The cybersecurity landscape is evolving rapidly.
It's a constant arms race.
It is. And traditional security solutions are struggling to keep up with the increasingly sophisticated threats we're facing.
So how can Gen AI help?
Well,
What makes these cybersecurity tools different?
these tools leverage the power of generative AI to enhance every aspect of cybersecurity,
Every aspect.
from threat detection and response to prevention.
Can you give us some specific examples?
Imagine an AI system that can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns and anomalies
Okay.
that might indicate a cyber attack even before it happens.
So it's like having an AI security guard constantly monitoring your systems for any suspicious activity?
Exactly. These tools can also automate many security tasks,
Like,
such as incident response and threat intelligence gathering, freeing up human analysts to focus on more complex issues.
that sounds incredibly valuable, especially given the shortage of skilled cybersecurity professionals.
It is, and AIM Research predicts that the adoption of these tools will skyrocket in 2025.
Wow, so this is going to be a big area of growth.
Huge as organizations scramble to bolster their cyber defenses.
It sounds like Gen AI-powered cybersecurity tools will be essential for any organization that wants to stay ahead of the curve in this increasingly complex threat landscape.
Absolutely essential.
Okay, we've covered some incredibly powerful and advanced AI technologies.
We have.
But let's bring things back down to earth a bit.
All right, back to reality.
And talk about edge intelligence, or edge AI.
Edge AI. This is where AI truly meets the real world.
I'm intrigued. What exactly does that mean?
It means bringing the power of AI to devices and systems that operate at the edge of the network,
Okay, at the edge.
close to where data is generated and actions need to be taken.
So instead of sending all that data to the cloud for processing,
We're bringing the intelligence directly to the devices themselves.
Exactly. And this has several advantages,
Like what?
including reduced latency, improved privacy, and increased reliability.
Less lag, more privacy, and more reliability sounds like a win-win-win.
It is.
Can you give us some real-world examples of edge AI in action?
Absolutely. Think about self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars again.
They're a great example of edge AI in action.
Okay, why is that?
They need to make split-second decisions based on real-time data from their sensors.
Uh-huh.
Sending all that information to the cloud for processing would introduce too much delay.
Right, it needs to happen instantly.
Exactly. So they rely on edge AI to make those critical decisions locally.
Are there any other examples?
We're seeing edge AI being used in smart home devices, industrial robots, and even medical implants.
So it's really about bringing the intelligence to where it's needed most without relying on a constant connection to the cloud.
Exactly. And as 5G networks become more widespread, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of edge AI emerging. This all sounds incredibly exciting. It seems like we're on the cusp of a major technological transformation, with AI becoming more powerful, more pervasive, and more integrated into our lives than ever before.
It's an incredible time to be alive, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for AI.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're living through a turning point. I have to admit, I'm both excited and a little intimidated by all these possibilities.
It is a lot to take in, isn't it? I get it, but that's what I love about these deep dives. You know, we get to explore the bleeding edge of technology and start asking those big what-if questions.
Exactly. But before we get too lost in the future,
Right.
let's bring it back to the present.
Okay.
If our listener is hearing all this and thinking, okay, this is fascinating, but what does it mean for me right now? What would you say
Yeah.
are the key takeaways from AIM Research's report that they can actually apply to their life or work today?
That's a great question. One of the biggest takeaways for me is that AI isn't some niche technology anymore.
Right.
It's rapidly becoming a core competency for businesses across almost every industry.
So if you're not already thinking about how AI can impact your business, you're falling behind.
I wouldn't say falling behind just yet, but it's definitely time to start paying attention.
All right.
Even if you're not a tech expert, having a basic understanding of AI and its potential applications is going to be crucial for anyone
Yeah.
who wants to stay competitive in the coming years.
That makes sense. It's like learning a new language, the language of AI.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And this language is evolving incredibly quickly.
Yeah, it moves fast.
What was cutting edge a year ago might be outdated today. That's why it's so crucial to stay informed about the latest trends and developments.
Keep learning.
Resources like AIM Research's report can be invaluable for staying ahead of the curve.
It's like having a roadmap to navigate this uncharted territory. But speaking of maps, it's also important to remember that the future of AI isn't set in stone, right?
You're absolutely right. It's not like we're on a fixed track hurtling towards some predetermined outcome. The choices we make today as individuals, as businesses, and as a society will shape the direction AI takes.
That's a powerful thought. It puts the responsibility squarely on our shoulders. It's not just about passively observing these trends, it's about actively shaping them.
Absolutely. And that's why conversations like this are so important. We need to explore the potential benefits and risks of these technologies and make sure we're developing and deploying them responsibly.
So it's not just about the what of AI, it's about the how and the why.
Precisely. And that brings me to my final thought for our listener. Embrace the possibilities, but proceed with caution. The AI revolution is upon us, and it has the potential to transform our world in profound ways. But it's up to us to ensure that this transformation is for the better.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the AI landscape of 2025. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring and learning about this fascinating world of AI. We'll include links to the full AM research report in the show notes so you can delve even deeper into these trends and technologies. Until next time, happy exploring.